All right, check, check, check. There we go. The audio is working. I see video. All right. So I'm back live. Y'all can come back in. I don't know what is happening over here. Robert Willis, I see you. Robert Willis made it back. Hold on. I'm still not sure what's happening here. Some of this stuff ain't right. That's all right. Oh, it's just clowning on me. It's just clowning on me. Come on in, y'all. The life of a... I'm not really a podcaster. I'm just some guy who get on here. This stuff is crazy sometimes. It's crazy. But come on in, y'all. Come on in. I see ya. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, got that there. I feel like that made me really red for some reason. I had to reset everything. I had to reset the camera and do everything real fast. So please forgive me. Things are not necessarily the way that I want them to be. Oh, this is driving me crazy. All right. That's what it's going to be, y'all. That's what it's going to be. I'll work on it at some point. Try to get it together. But how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. Anybody watching the Republican convention? Anybody been watching the Republican convention? I'm kind of watching it. I'm not watching it the way I watch the Democratic convention, but I'm kind of watching it. And they got some interesting stuff going on. And it's a couple of things that I want to talk about that I haven't heard. I'm not saying it hasn't been talked about, but I haven't heard it talked about. And I'm shocked that I haven't heard it talked about, considering some of the stuff that I hear other people talking about, or that people have talked about that bothered them. But I'll get into all of that. I'll get into all of that. But before I do that, let me go through and say hello to the people. Hello to the people. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Robert. Erica in the house. Erica representing Reading, good afternoon. Got Maria in the house representing North College Hill. Hold on, let me see. Did Wyatt go off yet? I got distracted. Oh, kind of look like he's saying bye now. Okay. Maria representing North College Hill. Carolyn in the house. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Good afternoon. Preston. Preston, good afternoon, representing Avondale. Drea in the house representing Sycamore Township. Drea. Bonita in the house. Good afternoon, Bonita. What else? My OSHA. Talk to your PM 20 times today. What is a PM? I don't know what your PM is. I don't know what that means. But don't be stressed. Life is too short to be stressed. I don't believe in stress. I don't believe in it. Dewanda, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got LaDonna in the house representing Covington. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Logic Slayer in the house representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon, Logic Slayer. Crystal representing the Christ Hospital. See, I remember this time. Fame is on 71 South. Driving carefully but listening. Good afternoon, Fame. Good afternoon. And Fame, let me just say, I'm a huge proponent of holding grudges. You are supposed to let that shit go, but look, I got nothing against somebody who want to hold a grudge, especially if what you say is true. Like you tried to, do a ceasefire and then they didn't want to do a ceasefire. Now, Daryl, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I know anything about what actually happened. I'm just saying I got nothing necessarily against holding grudges. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Bonita says she's representing Roselawn. Got David in the house. Good afternoon, David. Representing Westchester. Wendy Shaw. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. LaDonna says she tried watching the RNC, the Republican National Convention. Okay. It's annoying, but it's a couple things that happened that I want to talk about. Preston say he not watching, he's sick of politics. David says take two. Yeah, take two. Jack in the house representing Norwood. Good afternoon, Jack. Good afternoon. Got Jerica in the house. Good afternoon, Jerica. Drea say that's some crazy stuff. Or they say some crazy stuff. They do say some crazy stuff. My OSHA says, heck no, I'm not watching that mess. I can't stand listening to lies. All right. Jerica's representing Dayton. All right. Dayton in the house. I'm not sure what that means, Jack, but all right. Brenda says hello. She's representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Wendy representing Forest Park. Good afternoon. Myosha says project manager, bro. I didn't know that. How was I supposed to know that? Brent in the house representing Dallas. Good afternoon. Right. Moesha, too blessed to be stressed. Crystal in the house representing Fairmount. All right, we don't get Fairmount very often. All right, you can't beat that. Andre in the house. Good afternoon. I want to talk about that too, Andre. I want to talk a little bit about that. Got Steban in the house representing Westwood. Good afternoon. David says only 4 viewers. What's going on? I'm looking at, as I speak right now, 42. Look like there's only 3 of them in the afternoon experiment page. And like only 6 of them on the afternoon experiment YouTube page. I was about to say Yahoo. I had to pause. The bulk of the people are watching on the personal page. Jericho says, I agree, life is too short. Live your life to the fullest. Yeah. Let's see. Pamela in the house. Good afternoon, Pamela. Representing North Avondale. We got Regina in the house. Good afternoon. Lewis Talbert, not Lewis, a.k.a. CK. Representing Sharonville. All right. Brent says, how those stale ginger snaps on the patio today? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I did see this. Okay, I know what you're talking about. No, the beef is still there. And they did ban me again. They blocked me again and kind of banned me. And Mrs. Livingston convinced me, don't make no more pages. Just be banned. And it's time to let that show go. So, Mrs. Livingston, because I was having too much fun, and Mrs. Livingston, not that she don't like me to have fun, but she was like, look, if he don't want you watching his show, don't watch his show. And I was like, and she was like, Just come on, you know who you are. She said if somebody, you went into a restaurant and they told you we don't serve your kind, would you be fighting for them to? I was like, nah, F them. If they don't want me there, F them. And she was like, so you got somebody who don't want you to watch his show. Why are you trying to fight to watch it? I said, okay, I guess you make a good point. So I won't be making no more pages, and I won't be watching the show. She made sense. So yeah, he's still beefing. It is what it is, and just let it go. Paul in the house. Good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon. And in the house, representing Mount Healthy. Jack says, I know damn well you wouldn't know. I don't know what that means on top of the other one. Pamela changed it from the I'm sorry, my Elsha's comment made me laugh. Pamela changed it from the Republican convention. She said too many lies. Rick in the house. Good afternoon, Rick, representing Korang. Richard in the house, representing Mount Healthy and Madisonville. All right. Let me see. Nat Tunna in the house. Good afternoon. Karen, good afternoon, representing West End. Let me see. Armand Murray, representing Madisonville / Covedale. All right. Look at Mrs. Livingston being the voice of reason. I wanted to have fun though. Pat in the house, representing Westwood. Good afternoon. Richard says, why you didn't show up at the walking club? Because I didn't want to. Brett say, damn it, Mrs. Livingston. It was going to be fun, but she made a good point. Let me see. Jerica says, sounds like a wise woman. So is Emanuel Livingston dead? No, that page still exists. It still exists. I'll use it for some other nonsense. Jack says, Emanuel Livingston and Raven banned me from Lincoln's show. I never banned anybody. I don't ban people from this show. If I ban people from this show, Jack, you would probably be banned because you'd be saying reckless stuff. It's a few people that would be banned. I don't ban people. I'm not brittle like that. I'm not brittle. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't say stuff to me and break me. And then me, oh my God, I can't take care from him again. Oh, and I'm not brittle. So, sorry. I don't ban people. Let's see. Preston says Lincoln is a sucker. I'm not doing no bashing. I'm not doing no bashing now. So I'm not joining in with that. Terry says, good afternoon, representing downtown. Ed says he need to fly to have a beer or something. I don't drink beer. So, sorry. Let's see. Tanika representing Orlando. All right. Nate representing Toledo. Why do you say Nat's name like that? Because that's the way it's spelled. It's Nat Tunna. Tunah, I believe. Tunna. It's not Turner. Tunna. Look at it. Tell me how else would I pronounce Nat Tunna? Tunah. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Paul says, have fun. Didn't Marquetta say she was never listening or calling the podcast? Then she called the other day and no one checked her. No reason to check people. Look, you can be mad at me about something I did and resolve in your brain and your mind to never call me and watch or support me again. And then you get over that and you like, nah, let me call my friend back. We can do that. I got no problem with that. There's nothing to check her on. Nothing. You could always create a Dave Stinger page. I would never create a Dave Stinger page. Let Dave Stinger create a Dave Stinger page. Are they mad at Dave Stinger? I don't know. They might be. They might be. Vernon says, don't ban me, bro. I will not ban you. I will not ban you. I can't think of what somebody would have to do in order for me to ban them. I'm just more, because I'm weird like that. Like, if you go in on me, I'm more apt to, it sounds crazy, but to read the comment and then to respond. Like I said, I'm not brittle. I'm not brittle like that. They sure do block the hell out of you. It's still funny to me, and there is still a huge part of me that wants to do it, but Oh, let's see. But you bashed his daughter by calling her fat. I'm not sure that that's true. Show me one post where I said his daughter is fat. Now, the fact that she is fat, like, that's just a fact. But I didn't post that. I didn't. But it's true. I'm fat. And here is my question. Let's have this little bit of a conversation. Not necessarily about them, but let's have this little bit of a conversation. Why do people think it's okay to start something and then get mad when you join in, but you better at it than them? I don't understand that. So if let's see Lady K's comment. Lady K says she fat or big bone. Her bones is regular size. But if Lady K got on here and called me short, and it's factual, I'm shorter than the average height male in America. So if she got on here and called me short, and then let's say I see Lady K, and, she's heavier than the average woman in America, and so then I called her fat, how am I the bad guy? I didn't call her anything until she started with me, right? So how does that make me the bad guy? How? And that's the way I operate. I'm not picking fights with people or even picking arguments with people. Well, okay, sometimes what I'll do, and it might sound like I'm picking an argument, and I guess now this is some semantics that I'm about to get into. If you say something that's factually inaccurate and I tell you that what you said is factually inaccurate, technically I guess I could be picking an argument, because I could have just let you be wrong. I don't think that's picking an argument. I think that's, back and forth. Or picking a fight, I guess I should say. That's just a good, reasonable back and forth. And you say, no, that's not wrong, blah, blah, blah. And then I point out and I prove to you where you were wrong. Reasonable people, it's happened to me, I think once. I've been wrong. I think I've been wrong like 4 times, maybe 5. And it's been called out. And when people call me out for being wrong, like, Emanuel, that's not true. And I'm, resolute, like, it is true. It is true. Maybe I misunderstood something or, read something wrong or whatever. But then you say, boom, 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 look it up, da, 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 here's the information, check that out. And then I check it out and I'm like, oh, I was wrong. Why would I get mad at you for helping me be right? Because believe it or not, that's the way I look at it. Why would I be mad at you for helping me look right? I mean, be right. I do want to be, when people say, he always want to be right. Yes. So if I'm wrong, don't just let me be wrong. Help me be right. Why would I be mad at you for that? I thought something that was wrong, factually inaccurate. My facts were bad. You gave me good facts and encouraged me to look into it. And I found out that the facts that you had were actual facts, and my facts was misinformation. Guess what? Now I know the actual facts. Why am I gonna get mad at you? Yeah, bitch. Why would I? Why? Why? But people do that. People do that. I don't understand it. So you might say that's me picking an argument. But I don't think it is. I don't think me correcting misinformation or non-factual information is picking a fight. I don't believe that. But again, if, just out of nowhere, you like, you short motherfucker, and I'm like, you fat bitch. Oh my God, he called me fat. Dad, he called me fat. What about you call me a short motherfucker? What about that? That was cool. And I'm the bad guy. Now, just to be clear, just because you're heavier than the average woman, I'm not going to call you fat. I'm not going to necessarily call you fat. Only if I know that that's one of your triggers, then I'm probably going to do it. But again, it ain't just that. People will come in. Look, this is what happened. This is what happened the other day. I was on Wyatt's show, right? Watching, not on. I was watching Wyatt's show. And Lawrence, he also goes by LG and Black Russian and something else. Lawrence called in to Wyatt's show. And Lawrence was saying something about all women need to shut up or something like that. Shut the F up and, whatever. And because basically his feelings was hurt because somebody tried to shoot Donald Trump. And he was saying that Democrats say, this is the conversation. And this is the part of the conversation that I decided to jump in on, right? Democrats saying that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy is provoking violence against Donald Trump. That's what he was saying. That was one of the points that he was making. So Democrats should not be saying that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Should not be saying it. And if you do, that's some black woman-s. Because y'all know me, I'm cuss. That's some black woman-s. And, if somebody does attack Donald Trump again, basically, if you saying he a threat to democracy, those are violent words. And I'm like, but he's actually a threat to democracy. And his response was, you sound like a woman. Now, you can say what you want. And then I said, no, you sound like a woman. But then I had to correct myself. Because I respect women. And women don't, for the most part, women don't say nonsense like that. Women don't say nonsense like that. So I had to take that back. I had to retract that he sounds like a woman. So I had to think of, what is he actually sounding like? Because it's not a black woman. That's what he said. You sound like a black woman. And I'm like, actually, you don't sound like a woman. Let me take that back. You sound like the B word. Rhymes with witch. And, he blew a gasket and started threatening me and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm the bad guy. And then he's like, well, I didn't call you a woman. I said, you sound like a woman, but you called me a cuss word. And I, of course, responded, because I am me. I didn't call you that. I said, you sound like that. As a matter of fact, I said, you sound like a white B word. Well, if I meet you on the street, then it's on. And I'm like, okay. Okay, if you meet me on the street, it's on. I'm not afraid. But all of this to say, why is it okay for you to insult me and say I sound like a woman? Sorry, ladies. When a man tell you that you sound like a woman, that's an insult. Because you don't want to sound like a woman as a man. It's an insult. So it's okay for you to to insult me. But when I return an insult, no, it's on, we gonna fight. Like, I don't understand what goes on in people's minds. What makes people think that they can start something and then just be like, almost like they didn't start it. You don't get to regain your innocence because the comment is over. You don't regain your innocence. You don't. Now, could I choose to not respond? Sure. Is that in my nature? No. But, hey, I mean, it is what it is. But again, to your question, I didn't bash his daughter by calling her fat. Actually, I believe the comment that I made was she was talking about how she blocked my short ass. And my response was, I believe, to Brent, saying, don't nobody care who her roly-poly ass done blocked. I could have been talking about any her on the planet. Now, it's clear who I was talking about, but you know what I'm saying? Hey. If you get to call me short, I get to call you fat. Or, in this case, roly-poly. Didn't get mad. And I didn't call him no womanizer. And I'm going to just leave that there. I'm trying to leave it. My brain don't want to move. Come on. Just leave it. Move. Just don't say nothing else about it. Just move. Okay. Nate says some brittle people have been snitching to Meta and Facebook. They dish it out, but they can't take it. So you said. Rhonda, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rhonda. Janice, good afternoon, Janice. And Janice says there are certain obscenities that I would ban, and we know who they are. Oh, let's see. Paul says, like Gemma, RMP, or RIP. I don't know what you're talking about. Do your Lincoln voice. I don't have a Lincoln voice. I don't know what you're talking about. One guy actually calls the show and cusses out the host and everyone who won't be radicalized but can't stand blowback. Call you a womanizer. People call me whatever they want to. For the most part, I don't care. If you call me a womanizer, probably gonna laugh because I know I'm not. Again, I'm one of these people. Like, you insult me, I'll respond if I feel like it. If you call me something that's just so out there, and I know it's just so out there, I'd look at it like, if somebody said, was talking about me and was like, yeah, that Emanuel's 6 feet tall. I'm not even going to defend that. It's ridiculous. I know I'm not. That's not going to upset me. It's not going to make me mad. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not that. I know I'm not that. So why would I get mad about that? So if you say Emanuel's a womanizer, If you say so. If you want to think I'm a womanizer, you can think I'm a womanizer. That's what my mental gonna be from that. Cause I know I'm not. The people who it's important to know that about me know that I'm not. So it wouldn't bother me. If it bothers you a whole lot, you said you was gonna move on. Move on. Move on. Just move on. Move on. Move on. Um Pamela said she was waiting on the pettiness. It was gonna be fun. I was just gonna have fun. If Mrs. Livingston demand that you stop watching wrestling, you should demand a couple counseling sessions with Dr. Thomas. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the phones? Okay. Hold on a moment, caller. Hold on. She would not demand that. But if she had a good reason, like if her logic was sound and it made sense, I'd probably stop. I'd probably stop. Hold on, let me see. Lady K says, what, you 5'4", 5'5", 5'5". But 5'4" is close. I'm not offended by 5'4". Lady K say, my bones are big. I don't know nothing about your bones. I don't know nothing about your bones. What day was that? I need to go back and watch it. I don't even know. I'm going to guess Monday. Because I know I wasn't, I don't think I was, I'm going to guess it was Monday. But it might have been Friday. I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see. And we know how much you love the back and forth. Yes. Yes, I do. Help me be right, he said. Exactly. Help me be right. Oh, let me see. What's happening with all this cussing? Who's cussing? I'm not cussing. I don't cuss. I don't know what y'all talking about. All right. Come on. Let's move it forward. Let's put this up. I think I said hello to everybody. Anybody who's here that I didn't say hello to, if you sent the hello message, because I kind of went off track. Good afternoon and welcome to the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston, and we are here to have a little fun, talk about some issues, laugh, use a little bit of logic, and, get ready for the rest of our day. CK!
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Man, I was good. You see Carolyn Smith be in the comments?
There is a Carolyn Smith that gets in the comments from time to time, yes.
Yeah, man. She said one time I called, she was like, 1 man, 8 voices. That's what she called me, 1 man, 8 voices.
Okay. I don't know what that means,
wow.
but
you say that's the voice, what is it, octane levels in your voice?
Yes, the octane level in your voice.
But yeah, man, I ain't never get your take, man, on the new phenomenon, how the women taking over the game, man.
What game?
The NBA and hip hop. It's phenomenal what these women are doing, man.
I reject that the women are taking over the NBA. Woo! So tell me how. How are they taking over the NBA?
Listen here, man. You got this Angel Reese.
That's WNBA. How are they taking over the NBA?
No, basketball. I mean, not the NBA. You right. Basketball.
They're definitely not taking over.
Yeah, I mean,
hear me out, though. They are generating their own excitement with their brand of basketball, but taking over would mean that they're overtaking the excitement, the energy, the popularity, the financial gain of all the other basketball leagues. And they're definitely not doing that.
Yeah, this is just the evolution. This is the beginning. This is the birth of it. You got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. They changed the trajectory of the NBA. You know what I mean? They came out. It's the same storyline. It's just a female version. I was just trying to put this in you because remember what happened with Kobe
Don't put it in
Bryant
me.
and his daughter?
No, what happened?
They was on a mission to change the trajectory of the league.
Oh,
I think she would have been coming out around this time. This is the spirit of Kobe and his daughter. You know what I mean? It's cultivated.
I don't know nothing about his
into-
daughter. And I don't know. I'm not on the Kobe Bryant bandwagon. So
Yeah, I mean, but you see what these women doing, breaking record after record, Livingston. Double after double. Stuff you never seen in the WNBA is happening today because of these two women. Not just because of them, but it's just they're a big part. It's phenomenal to watch it happen again. It's like when they say history repeats itself.
all right, I'm not watching it. I will take your word for it that it's amazing. I'm not watching it though.
Oh, what about you participating in the hip hop?
Am I No, I don't participate in hip hop.
Oh, so you mostly in like the jazz and smooth R&B type of listening?
I like R&B. Yeah, much more than hip hop.
Yeah, because now if you see the women, they completely took over hip hop and got it in the chokehold. I mean, hit after hit. Megan Thee Stallion, you hear me?
I
You know what I'm saying? Sexy
look,
Red.
CK. I think now this is. I'm gonna say the conspiracy theorist in me. I think there's a design going on. I think there's a plan. And I think the plan is, I said this a few weeks ago, I believe. There is a reason why women are more prominent, or at least seem more prominent to me anyway, in hip hop. And that's because I think that the man, the collective, the man, has done a pretty good job of convincing a lot of black males, a lot of young black males, that irresponsible lifestyle is a nice, good, or cool lifestyle to live. And I think there's enough. Now, I think the overwhelming majority of, black people don't necessarily buy into it. But there's enough young black men to, I'm going to say, stunt our growth, right? But
Yep.
black women and young black girls seem to be on this upward trajectory. They're buying houses, they're going to college, they're getting their college degrees, they're living their best lives. They are achieving. Well, I don't know that the man wants to see them achieve. And as I look at, and again, I don't really listen to hip hop, but every once in a while, I kind of turn on the radio or, turn on some hip hop stuff. And the stuff that I'm hearing from these women is anything but positive. And if they can get these young girls to buy into what they're putting out there as a lifestyle for hip hop, which is, sleep with other girls. Because that's that's the biggest flex it seems like in hip hop nowadays is, I had sex with your man. Or, be a stripper or a whore, or, live a gang life, or, anything negative. Like, I don't hear a whole lot of positivity. So, all right, we got them dudes. Now we got to get these girls, because they are going up. And if flood the market with this destructive message for young girls to pick up and to latch on to. And if within the next decade, we see young girls achieving at a much lower level, like fewer black women are, graduating from high school and going on to college and getting their degrees and making a good life in business, starting their own businesses, buying their own homes and all of that kind of stuff. I think it'll kind of prove out that my conspiracy theory is correct. So I do agree with you that it seems like, again, me from the outside looking in, it seems like the ladies are taking over hip hop, but it don't seem like it's for the good.
Yeah, they took over because the men got soft. We turned into fingernail polishers and purse carriers, dress warriors. You know what I mean? So the softer we got, they looked at us as clowns, and they got more aggressive, and they started getting the paper. You see, the men turned into like what they call it, vaginas. You know what I mean? So the more feminized they became, the more tougher the woman became. You see what I'm saying? So when the woman took over, boom, ain't no stopping us now.
Who are the top hip hop, female hip hop artists out there today? I don't know them, so I'm asking you as a connoisseur of hip hop.
Oh yeah, top three is Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Sexy Red. That's the Mount Rushmore.
I don't know a lot about any of them. Okay, I don't know a lot about any of them, but what didn't Cardi B used to like? Wasn't she like a stripper or something?
Yeah, that's what Cardi B. That's her claim to fame.
And a gang member, right?
Yeah, she's currently a gang member. She's a member of the Red Party, the Republican Party, I believe.
Okay, and Megan Thee Stallion. What about her? What's her story?
She's a tall woman from Texas. She kind of thick with it. I think she have a nice stripper body. She promotes selling your body to get through college to the young women, coming up.
So promoting selling her body. And I know she had that, which I don't know the lyrics to the song, but the WAP song.
Yes.
Promoting. Yes. I always felt like I don't care what the actual lyrics in the song talk about. It feels to me, what I'm saying, if you're doing a song about a moist vagina, then you are promoting kind of sexual promiscuity.
Yeah. I mean, heavy. She was heavy into it. Her and that girl Cardi, they took over the nation with that song. They took over and they got through to the young people because they know every woman can relate to that, right? And man.
Well.
See what I mean? See, they hit the soul of everyone with that song.
And what about who was the other one? You said Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj, yes, from Queens, Jamaica, Queens.
What's her story? Now, look, to me, and I don't know, that might be her government name, but it sounds like Nicki Minaj is a play on a menage a trois. So that already, the name conjures up sexual imagery. But what's her story?
Similar. Yeah, her name is not Minaj, it's like Minaj or something. It's like similar, but then she just twisted it. She twisted her birth name. You know what I'm saying? So she was like kind of meant to be Nicki Minaj, but she came in the game very talented. And what made her so successful was being so beautiful, and she kept those legs locked. She kept it real tight. So the big wigs couldn't get through to her, Livingston. She only messed with the guys she liked. You feel me? So I think this elevated her. By her not giving up them draws, I think she was more successful. Like guys like Drake and Lil Wayne, they had huge crushes on her, and they could not break the combination. Drake made a dedication song, just please would you give me the draws? She said, hell no, I don't like light-skinned cats like you, that's why I think she was successful, with the talent and not giving up the draws combined.
And then you said Sexy Red, who we don't even really have to discuss. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's the
Around the way, girl.
Kind of the way that it continues to come up. And yeah, I really do. I believe it's a plan. I don't believe a lot of this stuff happens accidentally. And I believe music is exceptionally influential. And people who don't believe that, now, you can't necessarily say, like, ooh, I listened to some Sexy Red, and that's the reason why I went and got pregnant. I don't know that there's that direct blame of that. But I believe that when the industry decides we want to take this music and program the people with it, they know what they're doing.
Nicki Minaj, that's her name, Nicki Minaj. They put it on your screen, Nicki Minaj. Oh, Nicki Minaj, that's what it is. But Sexy Red, what her claim to fame is, she's common. She's like your common chick. You see what I mean? So everybody can relate to that. You know, you see Sexy Red like on every corner. So that's her appeal to the public.
I was listening to I can't remember who this was. This was who was she? I don't remember who she was. Oh, no, actually I know who she was. I can't say who she was because it was a private conversation. But she was the head of a major corporation, and she was the head of marketing for this major corporation, worldwide corporation, okay? And she was saying that one of the things that she's been pushing for years with all of from BET to Essence and all of that kind of stuff was to put out good messages to our young women. And that, you know, she watched the BET Awards and she was absolutely disgusted. And she was saying it's not just because some people will say, like, look, the young people, you know what I'm saying, and that's just entertainment and blah, blah, blah. But the point that she brought up to me, and she wasn't actually talking to me. I was overhearing another conversation. But the point that she brought up was, she said it's not just about entertainment in America. And what a lot of people don't understand is I go to countries around the world. And I spend a significant amount of time in countries around the world dealing with corporations and different entities and all of that kind of stuff. And the point that she made was, when I go to these other countries, she said she was in, I don't remember what country, some other country. And she said she scratched her leg. She had an itch on her leg, and she reached down and scratched her leg. And that there was a man who's like, ooh, yeah. And she's like, what? And he's like, you know, basically, she's an older woman, too. And she's like, but, you know, ain't that what, you know what I'm saying, because that's what y'all American black women do. Like, you know, in his mind, she was about to get freaky because she looked like she was rubbing her leg, but she said she was scratching her leg. And he audibly says to her, ooh, yeah, mama, or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact terminology that he used. And she said she was exceptionally offended. She asked him, why would he respond like that? And he said that that's what American women are like. So in his mind, he was prepared for some salacious something, you know. And she's like, so it's not just, this is what they're teaching young girls in America. She said, this is the message that they're putting out about black women around the world, is that black American women are, you know, these sex crazed, you know, don't have any morality, and everybody's violent and trying to steal somebody's man and want to have sex all the time. And she said she sees it all the time worldwide. And so she apparently has really been on like a big crusade to get these companies to stop putting out this image of black women. And she says she feel like she's losing because they feel like
black men women want to do it. That's what they want to do.
Well, no, she's saying
black women doing it.
She's no, because the company, see, it's corporate. And I don't know that a lot of people understand this. All right, so say I put together a TV show, CK, where, you know what I'm saying, my target audience is 18 to 35. and it's about music, right? Well, guess what? I need sponsors. A lot of these, they don't make all of their money from ticket sales and stuff. They make very little of their money comes from tickets. BET ain't making money selling tickets to the BET Awards. They make money from advertisers, from P&G and their brands coming and advertising with them, and all of the advertising dollars. That's how they make money. And her being in that position, she felt like if I threaten to withhold money, then maybe they'll change the way that they operate. But I'm just one person in all this other. And as a company, as a corporation, CK, your company want to put your product.
Hold on. One of these, who the fuck said I'm a huge perv? They a huge perv. Make them comment that shit back.
I'm not sure they were.
Nobody.
Hold on.
No, but I'm saying ain't nobody promoting say
CK.
that shit was right what that
CK.
dude did. See, this
CK.
This what I'm talking about. Black folks
CK.
talking shit.
CK. Oh, somebody did say you're a huge perv.
Yeah,
But look,
who said
just
that?
ignore that. Ignore that for right now. You can get with them in a minute. Let me finish what I'm saying. Because it makes sense. I'm just not the best at explaining it. Right? So CK, your company wants to get your product in front of 18 to 35-year-old girls because that's your target audience, right? And guess what? If me selling ass shaking gets all of the
perv.
gets
Yeah,
all of
perv.
you can't
Fuck you talking about?
All right.
Stupid motherfuckers don't call me a perv. How the fuck I'm a perv?
Oh
She act like I said, yeah, he's supposed to say that. She shouldn't have been scratched. Why do motherfuckers lie on people like that? Explain that shit. Put that in the comments. Why do they lie? I didn't say, well, she shouldn't have been scratching her leg. Livingston, when did I say some perverted shit in this conversation? Please explain.
You didn't say that, CK. You did.
Why the fuck do they want to? So why do black women like to fucking lie on black men like that and fuck up their reputation? Please explain that shit.
Well, I'm not exactly sure that that's necessarily a comment about this particular conversation. You know, somebody could have already had the perception of you as a perverted person based on maybe some things that you've said in the past. And so that was kind of what they were talking about. But again, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's true. I don't necessarily think you're a perv or anything like that. Did you have anything else you wanted to discuss, sir?
I'm just saying, this is what you overlooking. They going after the audience. So if the audience want to hear the shit, that's what they're going to make. Everybody want to blame the executive. No, the people like ratchetness. They like ghetto shit. They like violence.
They're programmed. CK, they are programmed to like that stuff.
Of course.
Yes.
And what we've been listening to our whole lives, it's the same stuff. It ain't changed. It's been 30 years. When we was kids, the same rap lyrics was going on. NWA.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your call.
All right.
All right. Why y'all set him off like that? Why y'all set him off like that? I don't know why y'all set him off like that. He didn't say nothing perverted. But back to the point I was making. If you want to put your product in front of 18 to 35-year-olds, and 18 to 35-year-olds is watching my show, which is just ass shaking, trust me, if you, corporation, pull out, somebody else got a product that they want to put in front of 18 to 35-year-olds. So it's difficult to take a principled stance as a corporation against these other corporations. If they all got together and said, if you keep showing all that ass shaking, none of us are going to advertise on your station. And we don't care how many people you get watching it. It will stop. But that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. And so when you have just a few principled people, it's hard to take a position and hold that position. Because everybody else don't care. Like my NFL boycott. I'm boycotting the NFL. But okay, they lost a corporation that brings in billions and billions of dollars, lost 1,000 viewers. They don't care. They don't care about that. Now, if we'd all came together and been like, no, they would have, you know, do something different. They would do something different. But that's just that's the way it is. So I really do believe, I don't know how we got here. Oh, he asked me about women taking over hip hop. That's how we got here. It's a plan. And so if you got young girls, if you know young girls, if you are raising young girls or influential to young girls, because you don't just have to have kids and grandkids. You can have little nieces and nephews. You can have little cousins. You can have, people in the neighborhood who look up to you. We gotta make sure to protect their minds. We can't protect them from hearing that stuff. So I truly believe that. You can't stop 13-year-olds from listening to Sexy Red if that's what they want to listen to. But you can put other stuff in their head to kind of counteract that. You can put other stuff in their head and just talk to them about it. Like, look, that's just entertainment. That is just entertainment. I had to make sure when I was raising my kids, I had to make sure to tell them all the time. I didn't really police what they listened to that much. I monitored it. And I was one who, I didn't have a problem looking up the background of somebody. Saying, see, he went to college. He actually has a degree. This is just something he does to make money. He don't live this lifestyle. Hold on, let me see. Where does he live? See, this is where he lives. And this is where his kids go to school. And this is, all of that kind of stuff. Just to explain it to my kids that you listening to it and you can be entertained by it. But that's not real life. Same way Sylvester Stallone can dress up as Rambo and go hide in the woods and shoot at people. He ain't really living that life. He don't do that on a regular basis. That's entertainment. That is for you to be entertained by. But when he go home, he don't live in a jungle. He live in a nice house. He drive a nice car. He go to work. He show up on time. He learn his lines. He directs movies. He writes movies. He's always working. He's hustling to make it. He just pretending to be Rambo. So yeah, and you have to do it with all. You really do have to keep it going. Ron says, "Am I going to be on tomorrow?" I believe I am. I have every intention on being here. But okay, that's that, because that was not what I wanted to talk about. But CK brought it up. So I wanted to share my thoughts and my theory. And I have to be honest, I'm really afraid about it. I watched a good portion of the BET Awards. And I think I lost track of how many times women not even half dressed, 1/4 of the way dressed, turned around and grabbed their booty cheek and shook it. Or, kind of did it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I lost track of the amount of times that happened. So I'm like, this is a plan. And like I said, all of the men, I didn't see very many men perform at all. It was almost an entire show of women shaking their rear ends, talking about having sex with somebody else's man and making money and, all of that kind of stuff. Like, that was it. That was the show. Almost. I mean, but Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying? She wore that big giant hookup, and she sounded really good, by the way. She has lost nothing. She's lost nothing vocally. Nothing. Her performance, of course, stayed classy. And of course, like I already said, it was a whole lot of just screaming over the actual track. You rapping, like, you don't even have to be able, like, you don't, that's not, and don't get me wrong. Look, I mean, I talk and sing and whatever kind of for a living. But I understand there's a difference between talking and rapping and singing. And I'm not saying that rapping doesn't take talent, but almost realistically, if I wrote you the lyrics and kind of, Eazy-E apparently is an example of that. Apparently Eazy-E couldn't rap. If you believe the movie Straight Outta Compton, the dude couldn't rap. And they can get in there and chop it up and make it sound like, and then you can hear it, and then you can figure out how to do it. Anybody can rap. So then you get up there and then your track is playing and you just screaming on top of the track. Why can't you just do the rap that you did? You got it memorized, just do it. I can't imagine, and I'm, kind of going old school. I can't imagine Stevie Wonder showing up to a concert and they just play the CD. And then Stevie Wonder just scream over the CD. Oh, so long for this night, I pray that a star would guide you my way. And I'd be like, Stevie, just sing the song the way you sang it. Just sing it. Why are you singing like that? Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy. Why are you doing that, Stevie? Why? Stop. Turn off the CD and sing the song. Stop. But that's what they do. If you're going to just lip sync, if you're going to play the track, just lip sync. Lip sync. Turn off the mic and lip sync. Why are you just screaming over the... I'm sorry, that's a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to let it go. Emanuel, move on. Move on. Okay. Did I hear the country singer sing the national anthem? I heard that young lady sing the national anthem, and I have to be honest, I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her. As a person who has sang a note or two in front of an audience once or twice in my life, if you hit a bad, maybe not everybody feel this way, but if you hit a bad note, you can dwell on that all night. Like if you open up the show with an off note, and then you get it together, at the end of the night, after 4 hours, you still thinking about that one bad note that you hit at the beginning. Like, oh my God, I can't believe. And so with her hitting all the bad notes that she hit, I felt so bad for her. I felt bad for her. I don't know what happened there. I didn't follow up on it. I heard it. I only listened to it once, and I felt bad for her. Because I know she had to, not feel good about that. She had to not feel good about that. Preston said, just heard that she was drunk. Okay. I can believe that. LaDonna says, I missed it. Uh, Tanika says the issue is every note was horrendous. I felt bad for her, but maybe not as much. If she was drunk, you get what you get. And I thought maybe she just had a really, 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 really bad night. Jen says, if we could just understand that setting images powerful, it is merely a way to try to portray positively and or negatively what and who a particular group of people is. Yes. And like the lady was saying, and I know who she is, all I'll say is, and y'all don't have to believe me, because I don't know her, but she was talking to, I know some people in media who know some very powerful people. Powerful, I hate that term, but who know some people who are very influential. And like I said, being, on the hearing the other side of that conversation, she was truly vexed. And like I said, her major issue, well, maybe not a major, one of her big issues was that's the image of black women that goes out around the world. And I guess you don't really, you making your money. You know what I'm saying? You making your money. So if you making your money, for some people, that's all they care about. I'm paid. And I don't know how, not to piggyback on what Wyatt was talking about, but I will say I disagreed with Wyatt with regard to, let me take that back. I have a different perspective than Wyatt with regard to Tyler Perry and people who are not good for our culture. I don't care how much money you make or how you pay people or, any of that kind of stuff. You be the most successful person in the world, but if the images that you're showing of us are not positive, you deserve to be criticized for that. But you know how much money he deserved to be criticized. I believe that. And sometimes you have to shame people into the right position. Since we beefing anyway, I might as well. I spent, Obama was elected in 2008. So I spent at least 7 years trying to shame somebody into stop believing every negative stereotype about black people. The somebody I'm talking about is Lincoln Ware. Spent 7 years trying to shame him. And everything, black people. See, black people is so this. It's not black people. It's that black person. Stop grouping us all together. You can't take black people nowhere. Yes, you can take black people somewhere. Stop saying stuff like that. We're not all that. And so you got to walk people down. But if people refuse the shame, because y'all know we're in a society where you're not supposed to shame nobody. If people refuse the shame, nothing changes. And people do. People get hardcore in their position and won't listen. Won't listen. Won't accept that what they're doing is harmful. And I mean, it's natural, I believe. It's a defense mechanism. Again, with me, out of 5 times that I was wrong, I think only once was I, really receptive to it, right? But if I say something and you like, no, you're wrong, I'm like, no, I'm not. It's just natural defense mechanism. You telling me I'm wrong? I'm not wrong. What do you mean I'm wrong? Who are you to tell me I'm wrong? What makes you think you know better than me? And then you can start grouping the people who are criticizing you and telling you that you're wrong. See, those are all people who don't want to come up. Those are all people who don't want to this. And those are all people who don't want to that. Like, no. Maybe it's people who want you to see that you're wrong. They don't hate you. They don't like what you're doing to their culture and the message that you're sending across the world. I'm not gonna lie. If I lived across the world and watched Tyler Perry stuff, I would think at least, 2 out of every 7 men is flaming homosexual. That's what I would believe. Just, based on the stuff that I see in his shows and movies and such. It's always some flaming homosexuals, big eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's always some couple flaming homosexuals in there. And I'm being in Zimbabwe like, damn, them African Americans is gay as F. Twin.
What's up, E-Man?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Tell CK get out of his feelings, man.
Oh, you do it too. You do it too.
I'm saying it depends on what it is, man. You definitely be in your feelings. Want to call people bitches and everything else, man.
No, I didn't call nobody. I didn't call him that. I said he sound like one.
I said a couple of months ago when somebody was at your neck, you was like, yeah, so you's a bitch ass nigga. So you kept saying the cuss word.
Oh,
you was going out.
Well, if
you remember.
Let me tell you. Here's the truth, Twin. I don't know the incident that you're talking about, but I can guarantee that whoever the person is called me a name first. Am I right?
Remember they snitched on you, went back and told a female something and stuff, and you said, that's some bitch shit. Still bitch ass nigga. You remember that?
Well, that's just factual.
Well,
that's not necessarily being in your feelings. That's just telling the truth.
Man, you don't tell the truth about nothing.
I tell the truth about everything.
Hey, yeah, that sexy red stuff, Emanuel, I like the beat though, but when you start listening to the lyrics and stuff, Emanuel, I just turn it off, man. Because they don't be talking about nothing. And right now, in order for them to keep their money going and everything else, they got to beef with everybody in the industry, man. They got to go against each other. Now it's beef in the industry. That Drake and Kendrick Lamar, man, that's just petty, man. It's petty, man. Beefing for no reason, just to make a record sale or make the social media go crazy. And that's what the white folks need, want. They got to keep, paying for their college tuition for their kids or whatever, man. So that's all. I don't even listen to that stuff. Because my daughter, when they had that little COVID stuff and that virtual learning, she's supposed to be learning. Next thing I know, that Gorilla Go, I'm a FIBEF friends, whatever that stuff is. And I say, man, what you doing? She said, this is my song. I said, no, it ain't. I said, can she teach you how to do that math problem? She like, let me just listen to it. No, sit your ass down. And that I went out, man, because I don't like all that, man. There ain't no more hyping these kids up and put that in their mind and all that crazy stuff, like all that Call of Duty and all that. I don't play them video games, man, because there ain't nothing but a bad influence. As soon as they get mad, you don't get the game and stuff. Now they thought about Call of Duty. They want to shoot up the school and shoot you up. So, man, I try to, put positive thing in my kids' mind or whatever, especially my little baby girl and everything. I don't want to be influenced. I hate when she put on that stupid lip gloss stuff and everything else. But other than that, man, I don't too much listen to that that music, that rap stuff. I like old school, man.
Can I tell you, I have
Nah,
I had no idea and still don't who you were talking about that your daughter was listening to, but I would say
that Gorilla Glow girl.
the who?
Glorilla, whatever. What's her name? Glorilla, Gorilla, whatever her name.
I have
Gorilla.
no idea. Hold on, there's an artist out there calling themselves a gorilla.
Glorilla, Glow, GLO, Rilla. RILLA.
Okay, that doesn't sound positive at all. That sounds
her
like
name. That's her real name. I mean, that's her name, stage name.
I was about to say her mama named her Glorilla.
Now, her real name, I think it's what? Glory Hallelujah or something? Glory or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's was her real name, though.
And she went with
But
Glorilla. That doesn't sound positive, and especially if you're saying her lyrics are not positive. That's a whole lot of just negative imagery put out there.
Especially listen to that little sexy red. I can't stand that little wank. You should see the crazy stuff she say, man. How she go teach somebody, and she get mad because she can't get into school to teach these kids. What you go teach them? How to dance or whatever, or rap? Because you can't teach them nothing positive. So I don't too much get into that crazy stuff, man. Listen to them phony rappers and everything. I listen to old school, really. And everything, man. But what else you talking about new?
Well, I haven't. Let me ask you, have you been watching the Republican convention?
Yeah, I watched it and it was all right last night.
You think so? What did you like?
That black lady said what they keep on doing. They've been lining us for so long and everything, and people tired of all that lying.
I'll be honest, I watched some stuff from last night. I didn't watch the whole convention because, I just don't, I'm like some people, I can't take it. But what did she say they lying about?
How them politicians, Democrats come to the black hood and everything every year for a vote, and they say, promise you they go do this and do that, and they don't come through and see you in the next 4 years.
Oh.
That's what she was saying.
Okay.
And that's what they were saying. Just like you did did you hear the intro when he first came on?
Who was whatchamacallit?
Wyatt.
I don't think so. Why? What did it say?
It was talking about how Malcolm X, how they been brainwashed,
Yeah. I did hear him play that. Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice intro, and that's what they were saying. That's what they basically saying about these Democrats and everything, man, and all these cooning ass, gatekeeper ass Negroes out here. So.
Well, what did you think? What did you think? Not last night, but I believe night before last, about what's his name, John James. What did you think about him?
Oh, you talking the local teamster?
No, John James. The one who said, if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black. Him.
That's the same thing that said, right?
Right. So what did you think about it?
I didn't hear it.
Oh. Well, now I've told you. What do you think about it?
Shit. Same thing they said with it ain't nothing but a repeat of what Biden said.
But it's bad, right? Ain't that bad? That's bad to say, right?
Yeah, when I was first heard when Biden said it was an insult.
All right, and so
and that makes you think. And makes you want to like,
right? So
hell with you, man.
Right. So talk about the Republicans saying it. Talk about how much of an insult it is. Go ahead.
I mean, it's an insult. What he is, a white dude or a black dude?
He a black dude.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just an auction sale, man. That's all it is.
Well, come on, some passion. Put some passion behind it. Like when you talk about Joe Biden saying it, there's some passion. Like like you were just saying, forget him. How you gonna say something like that? Blah 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 blah. So go ahead. The Republicans said it. Go.
I ain't nothing else to say about it. I mean, I can't. I mean, what else? They go say what they want to say. What you want me to lie to you?
No. I want you to say the same thing you said about Joe Biden. Go.
No, I'm not going to say it. Did Trump say it, though?
No. A Republican said it. So go.
Okay, I don't care. I'm not. No, I'm not gonna say nothing. That don't mean nothing.
Oh.
Stuff. That's still. I'm not still gonna change my thinking and stuff just because a person said it. Hey, I
Oh.
say nigga and everything else. Too. I call everybody a nigga or something like. I mean, what?
Oh. So it was
Yeah,
bad when Joe Biden said it. It's not so bad when the Republicans say it.
It's the way he said it though. I'm like, dang, that's how you feel. That's when I had caught. I'm like, dang, that's how you feel about the people. You
Okay,
don't
go
vote for
ahead.
me?
Say that about the Republicans. Say, dang, that's
I
how you
think-
feel? Go ahead.
I didn't even see what he said though.
He
I
said,
mean, you saying it.
he said, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. So go ahead. Say it.
I mean,
Say, dang, that's how
it's
you
cool.
feel? Go ahead.
It's cool though because it's a black person said.
Oh.
That's how cool it is. But now, if a other person, the other side said it's different.
Oh.
Just like the white folks can call you the end, but we can't.
Oh.
You know.
So,
So that's a difference.
so Democrats is bad when they say it. Republicans, it's all right.
No, I ain't say all that. You said that.
I'm asking. It's a question.
You-
I'm asking the question.
You saying what now?
When Democrats say it, it's bad. When Republicans say it, it's all right.
Man, what you trying to say? Dude, I know you for the Republicans.
No, I'm asking
No.
you.
No, I don't like
where
your
is
trick
the
questions,
where
man.
is the why everything got to be a trick question? It's a straightforward
Man, I don't
question.
believe no, because you like to play games. I ain't
Where
with
is
all
the
them games,
passion?
man.
I've heard all this passion for almost 4 years about Joe Biden saying that. A Republican says it at the Republican convention, and crickets. Where are all of the people who were so passionate about how wrong it was to even say something like that? How do you judge somebody's blackness based on who they vote? Everybody got a right to vote for who they want to vote, and how it was such a horrible thing to say. But I heard crickets when the Republicans said it.
But it was the wrong time to say it though. It was wrong when the George Floyd thing was going on and all that.
So
extra stuff.
it's a good time to
it.
say it. So the Republican convention is a good time to say it.
No, ain't no good time to say it nowhere though.
Well then,
But,
come on,
I mean,
man. Come on, stretch out on that. Talk about how bad it is.
It's not bad, man. I mean the way if the way you look at it, it's kind of bad. But I ain't even hear him say it. I ain't even really. That's my first time hearing you talk about it.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think a person at the Republican Party said, if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black, and you ain't heard nothing about that? Why do you think that would be?
Because people, I guess they don't want to bring it up. I guess.
Why wouldn't people want to bring that up?
I don't know. I'm not inside nobody here. It's the way it is, man.
Oh.
The Republicans don't want to bring it up. Did the Democrats say something about it? Like, evidently they cool with it, right?
No, I haven't heard anybody say anything about it.
Oh, okay. Then why you trying to pull it out of me, man?
Because I heard you talk about how bad it was that Biden said it, and you talked about it with a lot of passion. So I figured, since it's such a bad thing to say, you would have the same problem when a Republican said it.
I ain't hear him say it, though.
Oh.
Now, I probably would have commented on it. If I'd have heard him say it. But I ain't really, I don't really, really get down with it. But to each his own, man. It is what it is, man. It's an auction show right now going on, man. Trying to tell you so you can sell the best merch. That's what it is, man. You don't know what to do. You like, huh? What? Who? When? It's confusing, trying to confuse people.
Could be.
I'm not confused by it no more.
No.
It is what it is, man. Whatever happened, happened. But right now, guess what, man?
What?
I got a shocking surprise.
Oh.
I'm going with Trump. I hate to say it, man.
There's nothing shocking about that. You said that a long time ago. And you don't have a problem with anything that the Republicans do, but you got a problem with everything that the Democrats do. What is shocking about a guy who believes it's wrong for the Democrats to say, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black, but it's right for the Republicans to say, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. And then that guy says, guess what? I support Trump. That's a shock, ain't it? No shock.
Just say you got something against Trump. Just admit it. You got something against him.
What do you mean admit? I've said it openly. I think the dude is a horrible human being, one of the worst ever, because I can see what he has done. I
What'd he
heard
do?
him talk about how big he want his daughter's titties to be. I heard him I heard him talk about grabbing women by the vagina. I heard that with my own ears. He's a horrible human being. What do you mean, how do I know? I watch and listen to him.
So they not horrible when they coming to us every 4 years with this lying ass shit. These politicians.
That's terrible
local,
politics. Absolutely.
Oh, but you worry about a man saying he go grab that monkey and all that extra stuff.
Yes.
Man, it's a joke to me. It's like they believe he poor. He said drink bleach. Man, he was just saying some off the wall stuff. He was going off the meds.
I can't believe that you thought that you saying you support Trump was going to be shocking to anybody.
Because you probably wouldn't believe me.
Why would I not believe you? You think it's okay that Republicans say if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black. But you think it's horrible when Democrats say it. Why would I be shocked to believe that person is supporting Trump?
I ain't even hear him say it. I go back and look at it, but it don't.
His name is John. Hold on, let me pull it up. John James. He's a representative out of Michigan. He's actually one of the representatives who one of the Republicans who spoke out heavily against Joe Biden, saying if you don't vote for me or if you considering voting for Trump, you ain't black. He said that was horrible, and then he comes back on the convention during his speech and says, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
Yeah, I heard of that.
But that's okay, right? It's okay.
Man, right now it's a game to me, man.
Now it's a game. When Joe Biden said it wasn't a game. It was horrible. It was terrible.
It was the wrong bad decision, time making when he came out and said it.
But now it's a good time to say it.
Shit, you want to win that 24 elections, it is. Want to win. Hey, you say you don't watch the NBA? I mean, WNBA?
No, I don't.
Why?
I watched it before and didn't like it.
What you didn't like about it?
It was boring.
It was boring.
They weren't good shots. They missed a whole lot of simple stuff that even I could probably make uncontested. And you know, it was
you need one of these milk crates from Kroger. So be quiet.
There's no S in Kroger. It was terrible. In my opinion, it was a bad brand of basketball. It didn't excite me, so I didn't watch it anymore.
So you rather be downstairs in your man cave and watch wrestling, and then watch some sexy.
Yes, I watch wrestling over WNBA every day of the week. Yes.
You sick, man. You really sick, man.
Hold on, I'm sick, but you support the dude that want to grab women by the vagina, but I'm sick.
You watch them grab each other by their dummies, so what?
What they got to do with you want a dude who has sexually assaulted women to be president. You want a dude that bragged about grabbing women by the vagina to be president. You want a dude that fantasizes about his own daughter sexually, but I'm sick for watching wrestling?
Man, I'm talking about wrestling. I mean, I'm talking about WNBA. What is president stuff? That conversation's been over with.
No,
Trump.
But you said I was sick, so
No, man. Trump, see, you jumping to another subject. I ain't worried. We been off of Trump, man. We talking about WNBA.
No,
talking about.
You were talking about me being sick.
No, you should have just said you rather me watch ladies with this on and that on. I would understand that, but you jumped to you rather watch a man grab the monkey and all that.
Right.
Man.
You think that stuff is okay, but it's sick for a man to watch wrestling.
Hey, I watch porn, so I look at it all the time. So ain't nothing wrong with grabbing. I watch porn all the time.
Oh, that's disturbing.
I'm not gonna go out there and grab nobody monkey and stuff.
Why not?
I look like that's it.
Why wouldn't you do that?
It's a stripper or something.
Hold on. Why wouldn't you?
That's assault, man.
What? But you.
It's assault and disrespectful.
Right.
I wasn't doing.
That's what Donald Trump did. It's assault and disrespectful, but you think it's okay for him to do it?
How you know he did?
He said he did.
Yeah, he can say anything, but you will believe. Huh? He can say anything, but you believe what he say.
I believe that.
Yeah, right. Oh, you believe that part?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, after 50 women came and told out he touched him and all that.
No, he said that he grabs him by the vagina. He said it. Nobody prompted him to say it. It wasn't a trick question. He said it.
He took that as a joke, man. He was saying a joke.
Oh.
He didn't really logically say it out of his mouth.
Oh. What about it?
Saying it
Okay, what about when he talked about he hoped that his daughter have big titties?
That's a perverted ass damn fucking what? Well, I don't know what that is, but
you support him. You support him.
And people do crazy stuff. What about like putting cases on niggas and stuff back in the day? Him and Clinton and the Harris.
Wait, so
what's the difference?
Just so I'm clear, you believe Donald Trump hoping that his daughter have big titties, which you yourself said is perverted. You think that's the same as Joe Biden them charging people for crimes?
Man, we all got flaws in our closet and everything else, man. So it is what it is.
So that make
man.
it okay?
Huh?
So that make it okay?
Hell no. What the fuck? I wouldn't do no shit to my own daughter like that. Sick man. You gotta.
But you will vote for a sick-minded person?
Man, it is what it is. I don't know.
I'm just asking.
I can say you touch your knee. Do it make it a true story? A fact?
Hold on.
Stuff that you touch your knee?
Let me tell you, it would make it a fact if I got on here and bragged about touching her.
Man, I can say anything or whatever. But do it make it true about you? If I make up a story about it, do it make it true? You got to come up with
But if you say it and then I verify it, then it's reasonable for people to accept that it's true.
All of them, Republican, Democrat, all of them got shit behind them. So ain't nothing new, man.
Okay. I was just checking. So
you
that was the only reason. I just wanted to know about the Republican convention piece and the dude saying if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black. And I wanted to double check and make sure. I was fairly certain that the response would be what it was, but I just wanted to double check.
I'm still go around with.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check and make sure that you have a double standard. You have what I've heard Mr. Wyatt referred to as a selective outrage, which is a bad thing. I just wanted to double check that because I was fairly certain that you would.
Man, you say anything, man. People come up with all type of things. It's just an auction show, man. That's all it is. It's the worst president election ever, man, in history with this little shit show going on.
All right.
And everything. So I ain't really into that stuff, man. Really. I don't wake up and think about it.
I think you do. I think you're very much into it, and I think you think about it a lot.
Well, damn, I think about my kids, and I'm gonna make $1 the next day.
I think you are very much into politics, and you think about it a lot.
What, you're a prophet now? You can see through?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, lying.
Now, here's the truth. I don't have to see through you. I pay attention to what you talk about when you call shows. And you always, even if they not talking about politics, you always find a way to get around to bringing up politics. So for a guy who don't think about politics at all, you bring up politics a lot. So you don't have to be a prophet and be able to see through nobody to be able to tell when
I get on there in case they goof ass say something crazy about me. What are you talking about?
No, you
that's
call.
The only time I jump shit.
No, that's not
no,
true. People don't even be talking about politics, and you call and bring up politics.
That's a damn lie. Quit
it
lying.
Is not. It is 100% true.
If they talk about it, because if they talk about it, whatever, and that thing, that's the only thing you'll talk about. Then I'll talk about it.
That's not true.
That, I'll flip the script.
That's not true.
All right, mister, you know it all.
I don't know all of it, but I know a lot of it.
That's a reason why people cuss you out.
What's the reason?
Because you think you know everything.
That's no reason to cuss anybody out.
Hey, man, take care, man.
All right, Twin. All right. Yeah. Yeah. John James, representative out of Michigan, gave a speech. And during the speech, he said, if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black. You can look it up. Just look it up. Look up his speech. I tried to download it so that I could play it, but it only allowed me to download one of the speeches. And if I would have knew that, I would have downloaded that one first and not downloaded the one that I actually downloaded. But yeah, I heard all of these people, all of these super black people talking about how bad it was that Joe Biden said that. How it's a trick. They trying to trick black people, and they try to this and they try to that. And then they had all of these elegant and eloquent reasons why it's bad for a political candidate to try to pigeonhole black people into a certain thing. And it was horrible. It was racist. It was all of this bad stuff. I would argue that probably most people don't even know that, I had to keep looking his name up, that John James said that. So where is the outrage? Where is the outrage for that? Now, clearly, again, I know it ain't gonna be none. Because a lot of these people who are, telling you about all of this stuff, Joe Biden, that was so bad, and Joe Biden said this, and how the F that he ain't gonna say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, and and that's horrible, They're not really outraged about it. They just want you to support the Republicans, because that's who they support. They're not really outraged. It's fake. It's made up outrage. Ooh, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad that somebody would say such a thing. How dare somebody say such a thing? Oh, your dude said it. Well, context. You have to think about the context of what he was saying. Like, he was saying that he heard that on the convention floor, and so he's just said it, as something to say, but he didn't really mean it. It's different than when Joe said it, because Joe meant it. He didn't really mean it. It's different. It's I tell you what made it the worst to me. Here's what made it worse to me. Anybody who watched that convention, you know who's there. Probably what? 90+% white. So why are you telling that to white people? It could be different, in my opinion. Wouldn't be better, but it would be different if you were in an audience and you were honestly trying to sway black people and bring them to the party, and you were saying that. Again, it wouldn't be better, but it would be a little different. But why is a black man standing up telling a group of white people that black people ain't really black if they don't vote for Donald Trump? Why would you tell that to white people? And if you thought that it was bad when Joe Biden said it, why would you say it? Well, I was taking a jab at Joe Biden. To white people. Well, you acting like ain't no black people watching. He wasn't playing to black people. Go back and watch the speech if you feel like it. It's only 5 minutes long. It's only 5 minutes long. Until you hear them talking about how bad this is, you will know that their outrage at Joe Biden was fake. They're not mad at Joe for saying what Joe said. They thought that that might actually influence some people, and so they had to be outraged about it. Because they want you to vote Republican. They're not really outraged about most of the stuff that they pretend to be outraged about. They want you to vote Republican. Ron says, send me the video. Ron, just go to YouTube and type John James 2024 RNC full speech. John as in John, John, James as in James, James, 2024 RNC full speech. It's right there on YouTube. I'll say it again for you. John, as in John. James, as in James. 2024 RNC full speech. And then I want to hear you mad, Ron. I want you calling in, cussing, and all of that good stuff behind what John James said. The real Terrence Howard, celebrity in the house, says, the E-Man, do you think Joe Biden should step aside from the election? Maybe. Maybe. I was going to say no. But if he step aside before the convention, maybe, yes. If you go through the convention, you get to the convention, no. No. Because you got to have some opportunity for whoever the new candidate to build that excitement. And the convention is the time for that. So if he gonna do it, he need to do it now. I don't necessarily think it's a good idea. I don't even think the Democrats should publicly be having that conversation. Terrence said, when is Ron not mad? I'm going to tell you when he not going to be mad. He not going to be mad when he hear that black man tell that room full of white people that if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. That's when he not going to be mad. That's when he not going to be mad. And the other thing, again, I want consistency. I want consistency from people. I've been listening to people. I don't know why I just pointed like that. I've been listening to people talk about people, and I've been listening to people talk about how people should talk about their candidates. How people should not talk about the other side, but they should talk about the good from their candidate. Don't tell me how bad the other guy is. Just tell me how good your guy is. We all been hearing that. We all been hearing that. I was listening to these speeches at the convention, and I hear a lot of people talking about their exes and not they next. I hear a lot of people, and I don't hear no outrage about it. Is it that it ain't real outrage? Is it that it ain't real outrage? But I've been hearing a lot of it. They're all talking about Joe Biden. You give them a 5-minute speech, 4 minutes of it gonna be about Joe Biden. 30 seconds of it is gonna be about them, and then 30 seconds of it is gonna be they not saying this, but hold your nose and vote for Trump. But I thought that was bad. I thought that was a bad thing to do. Marquetta.
But you got me on caller ID?
Well, yes, I have caller ID here.
What in the world? What's going on, man?
It's 2024, Marquetta.
I mean, I'm just saying, I thought we could do what was it, star 67? Star 69?
Maybe you can. Did you try it?
I ain't got to go through all that with you. What you doing watching the Republican National Convention?
Huh?
What are you doing watching the Republican National Convention? Wasn't nothing else on TV? Don't you got Netflix?
I got everything, but I like to be aware. I like to be aware. Here
now, who is the man that said who is this person that said if you're not black you're not voting Trump? What you say you said?
John James. He's a black guy. He's a representative out of Michigan. And he said if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
And who he say that to?
The Republican convention. All them white people down there on the floor.
I watched a little bit of it. I saw the black men talk, but I don't remember seeing that guy. I know I seen the one fat black Christian who said that we should be thankful for slavery. I know I saw him speak, but I didn't really pay no attention. I would just say none of the politicians should be trying to determine black Americans who are descendants of slaves ethnic identity. That is not for them to call out, whether it's Republican or Democrat. Hello?
I agree.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and go with you today on some points because you know me, I'm not, what you say, fake outrage and fake black? Is that what you called it?
It's been called selective outrage.
Okay. Well, so I'm always mad. I ain't selective or nothing. I'm always upset. Can you tell?
No, I can't. I always just thought you was passionate.
No, I'd be mad.
Oh.
I'm real paying attention. My thing is, in my opinion, you know, everybody has their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not into either of these people. I'm not even understanding, like I told you last time, this die-hard loyalty that we have for either brand, as neither brand during their presidency has made black Americans a priority. And the way that you make black Americans a priority is by establishing reparations. That's why we have so much crime and inner conflict. We don't have money. We don't have equity in our communities. Now, when I talk about, are you familiar with BlackRock?
BlackRock?
Mm-hmm.
No.
BlackRock is one of the world's largest asset managers. I think they got like $9 to $10 trillion in assets. Basically, they are the real estate investment trust funds that's buying up all of these residential properties and driving up the cost of housing. They support Biden. Now, I've been watching Roland Martin, and he's really upset that the Democratic bigwigs is trying to push Biden off of the platform. Who would they replace him with?
Well, I mean,
Kamala Harris
if he stepped down right now, they got to replace him with Kamala. I don't think he should.
That would be the only logical person. I mean, who else have they established? Who else would? And why so late in the game with people from your own camp? I watched and read an article. Somebody said that they were going to withdraw a $90 million Democratic donation unless Biden steps down. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is going to support Trump with $45 million a month till election time.
Yes.
Do you know who Blackwater is?
Yes.
Okay, so Trump, while he was in office, and I always talk about war crimes and the fact that we have so many American combat troops who commit war crimes. When Trump was in office, he exonerated a Blackwater trooper of war crimes. He was somebody who was terrorizing people in Iraq or something like that. And Trump, he gave him a presidential pardon. Blackwater supports Trump. Okay. So on one hand, you got this Asian Caucasian that is looking to establish Project 2025. That's why he chose J.D. Vance, because J.D. Vance is a big proponent of the Heritage Foundation. And a lot of people are just getting hip to the Heritage Foundation. But the Heritage Foundation been in your public schools redefining what slavery is. In Texas, they adopted the Heritage Foundation's thesis, that we were just indentured servants, we came over here as migrants, we were happy, etc. And it's on the other side, you got Biden who is calling for World War III with NATO. That's what he's leading up to. When he went and announced to the NATO, in that NATO press conference, he was basically saying, I'm down for the war. How are black people who have not received any justice supposed to choose and say one is right and one is wrong?
Well, I think for people like me who are looking at this thing from the standpoint of Donald Trump, let me ask you this. I'm unsure of how this is going to go.
Don't be saying nothing crazy. Go ahead.
No. You live in America, right?
Yes, sir, I do. I'm an American citizen. Sure. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And you enjoy some of the benefits of living in America.
Eye to eye, station to station. That's right. Eye to eye, station to station.
All right. Do you believe that? Do you want things, when I say stay how they are, the form of government that we have, would you like to see that kind of stay the same?
No.
No. So would you prefer what we have now or like a legit dictator?
I don't want a dictator. I don't believe in dictatorships, but I'm not sure how what we have now is not a dictatorship.
So you believe what we have now is potentially a dictatorship?
It's potentially a dictatorship. What we live in now is a corporate-ran dictatorship. It's a dictatorship where the working class is silenced by corporate media, where the working class potential for earning is silenced by larger corporations. People like Elon Musk who can just fire everybody and they don't have no resolve. Or you live in a corporation dictatorship where people like Kroger's will say, in order for us to be a larger group, we're going to close 600 grocery stores in your state and you don't have access to food. Who are you going to complain to? In your vote, you should be able to vote, and they create laws that protect you from that type of fascism, corporate-led fascism. But we don't have that.
So
I get what.
Would you be okay with not having a vote?
The question is, do we utilize our vote? But no, I would not be comfortable with that because my ancestors, who were brought over here against their will, fought and died for civil rights and the right to vote. So in honor of them, I would like to hold that prestigious authority to cast my ballot against somebody who I think would be in my best interest. So I enjoy voting.
Okay. And so if you're like me, I'm trying to answer your question as to why some black people would choose one or the other. If you're like
No,
me,
I'm not saying choose. I'm
no,
saying
no,
this
no.
loyalty, like this browbeating of each other, this insulting and basically hatred for one another for two candidates who don't give a damn about us outside of us being a talking point. That's the point I'm getting
Well,
at.
no,
Both of these
I
young
agree with
people are
that.
white.
I agree with that, which
Okay,
is why I try to
and
never do
that's
that.
what I'm trying to get to.
But yeah, that's why I try to never do that. I know
Yeah,
what.
let's not foster hatred
Yeah.
at Twin or Ron or people who say selective outrage when at the end of the day we still brothers and sisters. We are still, whether they call us black or not, we are still identifiable by our race, our skin complexion, our history should
Well,
unite us
well,
and make
it's
us
not my
strong.
desire to foster outrage at any person. It's my desire to try to get them to understand. Cause look, I understand I have blind spots, right? I
Sure,
get
we
that.
all do. Sure, we all
So
do.
but I don't think that everybody acknowledges that. And I think some people try to twist things, and instead of straight up telling you, like me, I'm a straight up tell you. I'm not voting for Donald Trump because I believe a vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a dictatorship. I'm going to just tell you that straight up. I'm not going to try to trick you into it by using selective outrage, by being mad at Joe Biden when he say you ain't black if you don't vote for me, but not being mad at Republicans, and that's different. But you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you straight up. And I wouldn't have a problem if people it's just straight up about who they are, what they believe in, where they stand. But I'm not a Republican. But and then everything following is Democrats ain't no good and you should vote Republican. Don't do that.
And
Just say
I
I support the Republicans, and this is why I support the Republicans. But don't try to trick me into believing you're down the middle, because you're not down the middle. And I
mhm.
think that's
Is there a middle?
disingenuous.
Is there a middle though? I mean,
There is a middle.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But my thing is, once this election is over and they select whoever they select to push a corporate agenda to establish more world wars, whichever guy gonna do it, and they both is down. What as Black Americans, as a Black American, and you look in the face of your brother, you look in the face of your sister, and you still where you was at 60 years ago.
Okay.
You got the right to. What are you going to argue about then after the election is over? I mean, how you done created all this animosity? Not you. I'm just saying the climate. The climate is all this animosity, all this drama, all this hatred. If you serving Bush, if you serving Biden, and at the end of the election cycle, when whoever they get in there, how do you deal with each other after you called each other all these names, after you just then pushed each other to the limit? I mean, I just don't. Did you understand what I'm getting at?
I do. I get what you're
I mean,
saying.
so can we? So I'm gonna end with this. The Black Panther is a 100% affordable housing complex in West Oakland. The complex includes 79 units and 5 businesses, including a fitness center. It's a neighborhood marketplace, a tech business, and a restaurant. Y'all can look it up in Bay Area News. Can we begin as a community to say that's the type of project we need to see in our communities? Or can we begin to say, okay, Democratic or Republican Party, I want reparations. Which one of y'all gonna give it to me? And then as a collective, we put our collective Black voices behind that group instead of saying, my candidate want to grab you by the coochie and the other candidate got dementia. I mean, like, those are such surface level issues to me when we have a whole generation of people, like even with the student loan thing come out of the reparations movement. And the reparations movement was saying Black people carry the most college debt, and that's what keeps that wealth gap established. And they were not The Democratic Party was not looking to help anybody with student loans, but it was the reparationist movement that moved that into mainstream conversation and eventually into policy through Ayanna Presley's advocacy.
But
So again,
see,
if we could just
what you just
define
said
the
is kind of
issue.
important, Marquetta, which is it. I don't know why I picked up the screwdriver. What you said is important, and it underscores the importance of advocacy. And
That's right.
when you talked about, because we do have two parties, right? There is, okay, so the student
We
loan
got
thing,
three.
hold on. So the student loan movement comes out of, or the student loan, these policies come out of the reparations movement.
That's right.
But so then you do have to think about who was paying attention and advocating for the reparations movement and listening for the student loan forgiveness to even come out of that, and who was receptive, even if just a little, to that movement. One
I'm with
side,
you on that.
yeah, one side seems to be saying, yeah, I'm with it, let's try it. And the other side seems to be saying, hell no. So, I mean, we do have choices, and neither side is perfect.
We also have a third party. You know, again, we get so caught up with the Republican and Democrat. There are third party candidates. I've always told y'all for years I support Jill Stein. I do not support Cornel West, but I appreciate his effort. But there are third party options.
There
and the
are
point that
third
I'm trying
party
to get at
options.
the point that I'm trying to get at is not the Democrat is better or the Republican
They're
is
not
better,
real
but
options, though, just so you know.
to who? It's still a vote. A vote is a vote.
Well,
if your vote counts so much,
they're-
even when you vote for that third
they're-
party, your vote is still cast.
They're not real options if you, at this point, if you actually want to see anything happen. They're not real options.
I would just continue to impress upon Black Americans the state of Black America that we are in. And I do not see either candidacy putting us in a better spot or position. $300 on what did you say they gave us? They gave us $250 in advance of our tax return. So that was supposed to lift Black American children, half of us, out of poverty. But where are those poverty indicators showing that they've been lifted out of poverty? And if it only
Nowhere.
takes $250, why can't we get that $1,500 that migrants get every month?
Nowhere.
And that $9,000 bonus that they get every year. I'm just saying. I'm not saying the Republicans
You're
are
right,
any
and that's
better.
why I say they all be playing games. They all be
Okay, so
playing
let's
games.
stop beating up each other. Let's start talking to each other with some respect as Black Americans who have been oppressed and subjugated in this country, who are at risk of either mass illegal immigration coming in and wiping you out, or the Project 2025 people coming in and saying, you as a single mother and your children or whatever are no longer citizens, because that's basically what they're getting at. They're attacking Black women through Project 2025 and the single motherhood. And in my opinion, you do well as a single mother sometimes. It's the community, when you send your child out there, that be the problem. But, you know, Emanuel, like I said, we are in serious trouble. Don't nobody come here with good thoughts about Black Americans. Asians don't, Mexicans don't, Indians just as racist as white folks. Nobody come here with us as a colleague or a friend, holding hands, kumbaya. They looking to get what they can get to get over on top of us. And if that means stepping on us and pounding us into the ground, that's what they will do, Democrat or Republican. And Black Americans need to stop fighting each other and start fighting for themselves. That's what I wanted to call in and say.
All right. I appreciate your call. Yeah, that's everybody. Heck, that's me too. You put me life or death. It's either you or him. With everything I got, it's going to be me. So I think that's everybody. But I think like you said, we do play a part in all of that. We play a part in all of that. It's hard for the world community to take us serious when we look at the images that we show of what is perceived to be us to the rest of the world. How do I take you serious when what you are to me is some ass shaking, sleep with your man, sell you some drugs, kill you if I have to, whatever people. And then I'm going to come over here and say, hey, I want to partner with him. I want to partner with her. No. All of this stuff plays a part. Nate.
Well, you know, people come on here and say all kind of stuff, and I don't expect you or no person can know everything. You know, we're not Google, and we shouldn't be expected to be able to instantly contradict everything somebody says. But it really burns me up when people call in here with this fake, oh, I'm just about bringing our people together. Oh, I'm just about us being unified. Oh, I'm just about us, at one point in time, I'm just about us being on facts and not being on emotion. And of course I'm talking about your last caller. Because, and before I forget this, you know, you addressed it earlier in the show after I posted that comment. See, some people can say, Emanuel Livingston is mean-spirited. I ain't going to never listen to his show. I ain't going to never call and participate. They can write letters to radio stations. They don't have the facts. And then if you say, well, you acting very emotional. You're acting very, they'll say, oh, now you being a sexist. You just saying that because I'm a woman. No, I'm saying it because certain people take liberty. They take advantage of you being so nice that you won't check them. And I get it. You know, we want to have as many people participating, and we want to be as friendly as we can be to people when necessary. I just don't like certain things that certain people do, and so I feel like it's almost my obligation to call and respond to some of that foolishness. Marquetta Denise just got off the phone spewing. Now, first of all, she says, well, you know, they saying that little $250 or $300 a month per child. So somebody like Twin, who got 5 baby mamas, I don't know how many children he say he got, they made a whole bunch of money off that advanced earned income child tax credit. You get what I'm saying? So that's real money to those people. Who are you to say, oh, that ain't nothing? That's something to them. Who are you to be so elitist to just thumb your nose at that? Then you say, well, you again, if you didn't come off as I'm the one with the facts and y'all the ones with the emotions, it'd be one thing. But you present yourself as I'm a factual person. So it would be very easy for you to go to Google and look up earned income child tax credit poverty rate decline. Maybe you put your own search terms in there, but you could just use those. Those are just a suggestion. And you'll see that while the Democrats and Biden said we want a little $250, $300 per child to go to these people that disproportionately help black people, and there are numbers that show that black people under Biden were coming up out of poverty. Child poverty rates were decreasing. And what did the Republicans do? They said, well, y'all wasn't able to get it in permanent, so the Democrats said, we want it to be permanent. They said, we want the tax breaks for the rich to be permanent. And the Democrats said, no, we're not doing it. So the Republicans prevailed and were able to stop the little $250, $300 per child payments from going out to people. That hurt people. Now, you might be wealthy, you might be well off, or you might not even have no children. So you say, well, I didn't get that money. It didn't benefit me. So who are you, though, to say, pretend you're for what's best for black people and for poor people, and especially for poor black people, but take a tool that was working to decrease poverty and say that ain't nothing. And you keep saying something that, and by you I mean you, Emanuel. You keep saying something, and then people just keep making you a truth teller, because just like Twin couldn't get worked up over the guy out of Michigan saying you ain't black if you don't vote for Trump, Marquetta can't never seem to get worked up over the Republicans and the Republican-leaning people. So, in other words, when they were talking about people like me calling us, y'all on the plantation, y'all low IQ, y'all think with your heart and not with your head, y'all ain't tough enough. This is the stuff that they've been saying for years. I never heard this individual who just got off the phone say, you know what, that ain't good for black people. We ought to come together. So they do this every 2 years, and they put they go into overdrive every 4 years. But every time it's close to an election, all of a sudden they try to tell people who are pushing the Democrats, who have a track record of being best for black people, they go to tell, y'all shouldn't be saying nothing. Just let's all come by, y'all. Let's all just get together and let's all tone it down. Damn that. So even she had to say that the student loan debt relief, according to her, came out of the reparations movement. But no sooner than she could get that out of her lips, then she turns around and says, but that ain't nothing. See how they downplay everything. Now, I have yet to hear them tell us some policies. If you want to keep it a policy discussion, what were the policies that Donald Trump did? Donald Trump didn't give billions and billions of dollars to black college students that would help us equalize the playing field. You know, when I was growing up, I remember the older people always saying, education is the key. Education is the key. And so that's why people are like, well, I can't speak for you, but I think that's why I went to college, because it was instilled in me how important education is if you want to get ahead. Now, and my daughter has taken advantage of that, got a PhD, went to a black college. So, of course, I'm going to be very excited and very passionate about somebody who says, I'm going to give billions of dollars to HBCUs and actually does it, versus somebody who says, I'm your friend, and what the hell do you have, what did he say? What the hell do you have to lose by voting for me? Well, maybe if we'd have went with the Democrat in the first place, them black colleges and them black college students would have had that money 4 years during the 4 years that you was in office. So I don't like that that they want. They're not honest brokers. They can't give credit to Biden or to Democrats and then just leave it there. It's always got to be well, they did do this, but that ain't nothing. Well, they did do this, but that ain't. But we ain't perfect. But we ain't all the way equal. We ain't all the way even. No. She told a flat out lie. Joe Biden has never called for World War III. That's just a flat out lie. That's just that's heated rhetoric. Joe Biden, and another thing that I keep hearing, some of these people radicalize Ron, telephone twerking twin. Yeah, I'm gonna call them the names. Those are good names I came up with, and I'm gonna keep on using them. And I believe that they're sticking because the guy is acting like he's been radicalized. The guy is calling every show, every podcast, doing a version of twerking. He's telephone twerking for entertainment, for attention, or for whatever his purpose is. So, no, Biden never called for World War III. Then they got this thing I've been watching. You asked Twin, have you been watching the convention? I've been watching it. I watched less of it last night than the first night. And one of the things that the Negroes have picked up on is there were no wars under Trump. All our troops were at home. They were doing training and relaxing. That's a lie. Then who did Joe Biden bring home from Afghanistan? And we didn't have no wars. We didn't have no conflicts. Of course we had wars. Of course we had conflicts. And they say they pro-black, but we got conflicts right now in Africa. Why don't they never talk about that? So I just think it's a flat-out lie to say Biden is calling for World War III. This stuff about Elon Musk. Why they don't never? It's amazing to me how Donald Trump has got these Republicans now. They mad about electric cars. We don't want no electric cars. Electric cars are bad. Who told you electric cars were bad? The same guy who told you sharks are bad? The guy who's scared of windmills and says if you go to any windmill, he said this, if you go to any windmill, at the base of the windmill, you'll find a pile of dead eagles. I bet you some windmills. Unless the cleanup crew got there before me, there wasn't even one dead eagle, let alone a whole pile of them. So now they're against electric cars. Why? Because Donald Trump is? And who's scamming who? Who's conning who? If Donald Trump was really, really, really against electric cars, do you think Elon Musk would be giving him $45 million a month? Of course not. And so I want to scream at the top of my lungs, pull the blinders off your eyes, you dumb N-words. This man, they playing you. So, as you said, all this insulting and hatred of each other. What are we going to do the day after the election? I'm just against black people. She herself has insulted black people. She herself has used divisive rhetoric and language. I mentioned some of it, but it's a whole lot more if people think about it. So y'all just fake. You call in, you're talking this stuff. I'm with Biden. I've got plenty of reasons. I've given you some over the course while we've been discussing the election. And I don't like that they are able to, that they feel comfortable calling in here, putting this stuff out, and just kind of being confident that they're not going to be checked. Now, on the days when you do decide to check them, then they get mad and start cussing and start hollering and screaming, and we've all experienced that. I just think, I don't like it. I think it's almost borderline. It's disrespectful to call somebody's show and expect them to behave like the Bill Bondsman does when, as long as what you're saying I agree with and it's pro-Republican, then all of a sudden you can get away with it. But if you start calling his show and you start saying other stuff he don't like and pro-Democrat stuff, he start raising his voice, he start hollering at you. I had one last point, which was this third-party stuff. They pour this stuff every 4 years, too. Oh, a vote for a third party is not a wasted vote. The way the system works is, unless you can get a majority of votes in the state, then your candidate, when we're talking about presidential campaign. Now, maybe if she had said it's okay to vote for third party when you're talking about a local candidate, because in certain cities, not in Cincinnati and not in Toledo, you can get a third party person in office. But if you're voting for somebody who ain't got a chance in hell of winning office and being able to do something with that office, that's why we vote to put people in office. so that they can do certain stuff. So unless you get a majority of the votes in Ohio, you're not going to get zero electoral votes. So you voting, especially in where the race is close, you vote for a third party is kind of, I know you don't like, I think I've heard you say you don't like this. It is a vote for Trump because one of the two is going to win. And so I know she understands that. I know she knows that. And so it's just dishonest. And, and you put on this little flattering voice, and you keep your voice down to your tone down. But then you come and insult us by saying, well, Jill Stein, she had a chance. I'm getting
Oh, you're breaking up really bad.
Well, you can't be president if you can't win not one state. So a vote for Jill Stein or Dr. Cornel West is a wasted vote because they can't win a single state. They can't, or Robert Kennedy, they can't win a state. Therefore, they can't be the president. So it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Hey, where's the black agenda? Shouldn't Travis Smiley, or you know what? I'm gonna try to keep it so that my phone don't break up. But Minister Louis Farrakhan says he's got a whole nation, right? He got a nation dedicated to Islam, the Nation of Islam. Why hasn't the Nation of Islam put forward a Black Project 2025? I remember a couple of years ago, Travis Smiley put out the Black Agenda. I went and bought the book. I believe it's back there in my library right now. Where is our Black Project 2025? So while Marquetta Denise deal with all these intellectuals, why y'all so far behind the curve? I don't believe white people are smarter than us. I don't believe they're more sophisticated. I don't believe they're more strategic. But when it comes time, y'all give us Ice Cube, and they got the Heritage Foundation. Something ain't right. It's a setup. I'm going with Biden. I believe the Democrats have proven themselves. They've earned our vote. They've done plenty to make Black America better. And it's a damn lie to say that Black America as a whole, as a collective, has not advanced anywhere over the last 50 years or even over the last 15 years. That might be you and your household. That ain't me and my household. And that ain't what I see. And that ain't what the numbers say about Black America. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I got to get out of here. And twin, I don't have three-way, number one. Number two, you already talked. All right. I got to get out of here. I will watch more of the convention speeches. And, we'll see what happens. I want the same passion when I see stuff that people are saying shouldn't happen, and it happens. Democrats do it. I want the same passion. Now, if somebody get up at the Democratic convention and says, "Hey, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black," I'm gonna be saying the same thing. If you're an independent, be an independent. If you're a Republican, be a Republican. If you're a Democrat, be a Democrat. But stop trying to trick us. That bothers me. I'm not against, like Twin, when he said we were going to be surprised. Nobody was surprised. You're clearly leaning Republican. Cool. Ron calls in. Ron bothers me. Because Ron says, I'm not Republican. But we can see your comments. We can hear you talking. You are clearly Republican. I didn't register as a Republican. That don't mean you ain't Republican. You support the Republicans. Just say that. I support Republicans. I'm against the Democrats. Here's why. Cool. Cool. I'm an independent. I ain't on neither side. But the Democrats ain't shit. And don't ask what Republicans can do for you, because they Republicans. They don't have to do nothing for you. They not Democrats. That's really all you need. But I'm independent. I don't pick a side. Yes, you do. That's all I'm saying. Just, that bothers me. I didn't even get a chance to talk about, what's his name? Steve Riley? Is that his name? Steve Riley? Allegedly getting into a fight at the Montgomery Inn boathouse and beating up 2 old people. This is alleged. I'm not saying that it happened, but allegedly Steve Riley, the chief meteorologist at Channel 9, I think he the chief meteorologist. Allegedly, his son was driving the car and hit this old couple. It was what they say was a fender bender. Steve Riley, who they say was not in the car when the wreck occurred, he tried to tell the family, don't call the police. Basically, we can work this out. Don't call no police. We don't need no police. But apparently that didn't work out. And somehow, and some people are saying it was Steve Riley. I don't know. But Doug and Lois Morrow, 79 and 76, and their adult son, Troy, got their ass beat. They got their ass beat. Concussions and brain contusions and staples to their head. They got their asses beat. And allegedly, Steve was a part of the ass beating. At Channel 9, like, ain't that a fireable offense? I know it didn't happen on air, but ain't that a fireable offense? You out there at the Montgomery Inn boathouse whooping ass? Whooping old ass. Ain't that a fireable offense? I think it should be. Now, of course, you know, WCPO, like, hey, ain't nobody been charged with nothing yet. We're aware that something happened, but ain't no charges been filed, so, you know. Chris says, show the video. I missed it. I can't show the video right now. Again, I'm limited in kind of what I can do right now. They say Steve Riley is still on the air at Channel 9. Channel 9 released a statement. We are aware of the incident involving Steve Riley's family. Steve shared his side of the incident with our leadership. The video does not show the incident from start to finish. I'm going to tell you about me, okay? I'm going to tell you about me. If Jericho says there's a video, yes, a video. Oh, they're saying, oh, y'all saying he's suspended now. I'm reading this story from Local 12. I'm reading the story from Local 12. So, okay, he's suspended now. come on, for real. If that, just imagine Emanuel Livingston when I worked for the Buzz down there at the boathouse. My daughter hit somebody's car, and I go out as two old people, and I just straight beat their ass. There's video of them on the ground bloodied. They're on the ground bloodied. And I say to the management at the Buzz, like, hold on, you didn't get the whole story. You think Emmanuel's still going to be working at the Buzz? They fired me because, you know, I wouldn't take a shot. They show as hell, oh, you're suspended until the investigation. No. You fired. You beat some old people ass, bro. And there was who was the baseball player who had to come out and break everything up? There was a baseball player there, a Major League Baseball player, or either current or former Major League Baseball player who had to come out and, you know, basically break everything up. Man, this stuff ain't that serious. This stuff ain't that serious. Somebody asked me earlier, why didn't you show up to the walking club? I don't want to go to the walking club and be fighting people over. Y'all almost made me cuss. And y'all know I don't cuss. Why y'all always be trying to make me cuss? This stuff ain't that serious. So I didn't get a chance to talk about that. I didn't get a chance to play Ron DeSantis. I think we all okay with that. Ron DeSantis did 4.5 minutes on how bad Biden is. It's crazy. It was Kevin Youkilis. He's a former MLB player. He's a UC graduate. Yeah, he had to come and break everything up. It's wild. Ron says, what do you think they're going to do in the DNC? They're going to rip Trump to pieces. No, I agree. I'm not saying DeSantis was wrong for doing that. But I'm saying if the position is, because I've heard this position floated by a lot of independent Republicans, that you shouldn't be talking bad about Trump. You should be talking good about your candidate. Don't talk bad about the other party, talk good about your party. But I ain't heard none of that since this Republican convention started. My argument is that's not reasonable. It's not the way people campaign. But I didn't do thumbs up. My argument is that's not reasonable. That's not the way people campaign. But some people don't feel that way. Raleigh's in-laws, Simon Lease. I don't give you the right to whoop some old people ass. Oh, I don't like the way y'all be wording some of the stuff y'all be saying. Just make sure your A is prepared for me tomorrow. I don't like that. You could have just said, just make sure you're prepared for me to call tomorrow. Why you got to bring my A into it? That makes it sound like you're going to be calling me first thing in the morning for something different. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm not even a fighting type of person, but if I saw some drunk beating up the elderly, I would have to step in. No, you wouldn't. Stop it. See, stop, Ron. Stop. Ain't gonna be none of that coming this way. That's for certain, Brent. Y'all, I gotta get out of here. It is almost 6 o'clock. I gotta get out of here. Here's my takeaways for today. Number one, don't start none, won't be none. Don't call people names. Don't call people names. And people won't call you names back. Or at least I won't. All right? Let's do what Marquetta said and be kinder to each other. Let's be kinder to each other. We can disagree. We can vehemently disagree without being, evil towards each other, threatening to fight people and all of that kind of stuff. Say it to my face. All that nonsense. That's nonsense. So that's number one. Takeaway number two. Keep these young people covered and informed about what it is that they're listening to and what it is that they're paying attention to. Especially these young females who I feel like are really under attack right now. Don't necessarily stop them from listening to this music that's out there. But teach them that that's just for entertainment. You don't have to try to live that lifestyle. It's important that we do that. Takeaway number 3, try to be consistent. Try to be consistent on the political tip. If it's super wrong for these people to do, it's super wrong for those people to do. And you can't be like big mad when the Republicans do it and then the Democrats do it and you cool. Like, it ain't that big of a deal. Or when the Democrats do it, I'm super mad. When the Republicans do it, what you expect? If it's wrong, it's wrong. Be consistent on that. Takeaway number 4. Be honest. Be honest about who you are and where you stand. When you start making arguments about this stuff. And I'm not saying that anybody is, well, yes, I am. Right, Ron talks about how he's an independent. Twin talk about how he don't care. You know what I'm saying? We got a few people who always claim an independent, but they're trying to get you to vote one way or the other. I like the people who say, I'm with these people, here's why. I'm against those people, here's why. I think that's about it. I think those are all the takeaways. Mayo Sabbath, all right, time to prepare Mr. Jones' dinner. Stop it. You ain't fooling nobody. I don't know why that upset me so. Your ass know you ain't cooking. It's time for you to tell the maid what to cook. You ain't got to get off the phone or in front of the TV or nothing to do that. Like you going to actually cook. No, it's time for me to prepare dinner. Stop. It's time for you to tell Rosa, make some meatloaf. Mr. Jones gonna be home in a little bit, and he like his meatloaf hot. I don't know that I like the way that sounds. Your ass ain't cooking. Ron, talk about I'm a registered independent. Ron, you're a Republican. We know you're a Republican. I'm not registered. So, I don't care if you're a registered. I can go right now and register as a Republican, and then I'm a registered Republican, but I'm telling everybody to vote for Joe Biden. Stop it. I'm not fooling nobody because I went and did some paperwork and said I'm one thing. I'm clearly not. Stop. Stop. Mr. Jones don't eat meatloaf, and I do cook. And who the hell is Rosa? I just made up a name for your maid and made up a dish. But you know you ain't going to cook shit. You going to tell whoever the maid or the chef is or whatever, you going to tell them that it's time to start the meal. Acting like you putting on a damn apron or something. I'm gonna chop up vegetables and you're not doing none of that. You're not fooling nobody. You rich. I don't know why she got me upset. Because we not crazy. We're not crazy. I don't know why that upset me so. Just move on, Emanuel. Move on. Let's move on. Move on. I gotta get out of here. I ain't got no maid, and Mrs. Livingston cooked. She cooked. She didn't order a damn maid to cook. That's what I pay you for. Oh. Got me upset. Yeah, I got to get out of here. My name is Emanuel Livingston. This has been the Afternoon Experiment. Hopefully, I'll see everybody tomorrow. I think Rosa is probably the chef, not necessarily the maid. Well, Rosa might be the maid, and she got a different one who's a chef. It might be a dude. A lot of men be chefs. Mr. Jones, if you got a man chef there and you ain't there until 6 something and she there all day, bro, get a woman chef. Get a woman chef. Y'all, I got to get out of here. As always, I wish everybody the best. If you get a chance, I know it was raining earlier. I know it don't look like it's raining over here now. If you get a chance, get out, enjoy the day. But as always, and I got to get ready. As always, if you're out and about, even if you're not, just call somebody. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace. And stop lying. You ain't going to cook shit.